So I don't know about you, but my eyesight is certainly not what it used to be. It's just taken me probably nearly 10 minutes to rig this rod up here. I've got 4 pound, you probably can't even see it on the screen, 4 pound fluorocarbon leader tied to 4 pound braid. It's just like trying to tie knots in a spider web. Almost impossible in the near darkness. So I'm up the river this morning. I'm up here pretty early. The kookaburras are cooking, the ducks are quacking, the birds are chirping, and the river is pretty calm and flat. So I've just tied on, or attempted to tie on. It'll probably flick off on my first cast. It's a little Z-Man 2-inch grub there on a 1/22nd TT head. I've smeared on a little bit of Striker's lure scent here, and I'm just going to go for a bit of a paddle up the river and see if I can't get a couple of bream on. This is something I used to do quite a bit of. I didn't really film very much because this was sort of just quiet time for me, where I'd just come up here and chill and just breathe. It was just sort of got me through a bit of a bad patch a few years ago. I just spent all my time up here, just cruising around, breathing, thinking, just getting in a happy place. So I haven't been here for a while actually, so I thought I'd come up here this morning when the wind's blowing a bit strong. It's nice to come here for a bit of a paddle and just chill and relax. But hopefully I'll film it today, and hopefully we can get a couple of bream on, and I'll show you how I go about getting bream on lures, but I'll talk about that a bit later. For now I'm just going to go for a bit of a paddle and see what we can see. A few touches there. So, I find even just drifting slowly, and just whenever I'm traveling, I'll always have this lure just out the back and just paddle slowly and just trolling. I've picked up just as many fish trolling slowly up the middle of the river as I have casting at snags on the edges here. Just a couple of strokes, and then let the kayak glide a little bit, and that lure just twitch along the bottom. And the bream eat it just as much as they do when you cast them into the snags in here. I feel like I might have a bit of wheat or something on here now. Well, like I said, it's been a while since I've been here, but you just forget just quite how peaceful it is up here. It's just beautiful. Yep, weed. Touchy. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm casting in towards the bank, and then I watch my line with this white braid. I'm not even sure what this is on here. You can watch the line, and the line will go like that until the lure hits the bottom, and you literally see the line stop dragging through the water, and it's on the bottom. So then I go twitch, and then I watch the line again. The line will go backwards, the lure hits the bottom, and it stops. Twitch, watch the line till it hits the bottom, and then twitch again. So I'm basically just twitching it off the bottom, hop, stop, let it pause. It's really important to let it pause. Bream are very finicky, and they don't like things that are moving too fast generally. With plastics, you got to fish them really slow, give it heaps of pauses, and they'll smack it. The hardest part with this is judging where you're going to put your cast, because you want to put your cast in near the snags if you can, but you don't want them in the snags. Oh, case in point right there. As he snags up. Just what I was talking. I did that on purpose. I'm pretty sure this one's up near the surface here, just got wrapped around this log, so I'll just gently, don't try to pull the kayak with the line. I've got 4-pound leader and it won't last long. Oh, there it is, just popped straight off perfectly. Boom. So I'm going to move off this snag now because I've just made a bit of noise. So I'll move along and go to the next one. We'll cast over that side there somewhere. So you want your casts in near the bank, in near the snags, and then bounce them along. Oh, touch there, and then just bounce them along the bottom. I'm no expert when it comes to bream, but I've found you can find them anywhere. You can find them in amongst the banks, in the snags. Like I said before, I've trolled them up just paddling mid-river slowly with a lure trolling behind me. They are where you find them generally, the bream. I know the snags is kind of the accepted. Oh, speaking of snags, I've got another one. 2 snags, 2 casts. I'm on. I feel like I might have lost this one. Oh, that's deep. Oh, got it back. That was a miracle. Again, because I've been in here now and made a bit of a noise, I'll move on. What I'm going to do is just cast this out. Oh, right into those snags there again. I'll just cast this out and I'm going to troll it, slow troll it behind me as I go. So I could have quite easily come up here with the tinny this morning and bring the boat, but I don't know, just have a look at this place. Glassy, calm. I almost feel like you're just violating it with the boat, to be honest. There's just something about the kayak, it's nice and quiet. You're sort of a bit more in touch. You can feel every ripple come through the kayak. I can actually feel, as I'm trolling along slowly like this, I can actually feel when a bream hits the rod, it's like boom, 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 and I can actually feel it through my seat, feel it through the kayak, because obviously the plastic's so stiff. I don't know, I just feel like you feel the environment a lot nicer. Situations like this, the kayak is just, it's the tool for the job. Like I said, I could have brought the boat up, but there's just, I don't know, I think there's something about fishing from the kayak in a place like this. It's just more peaceful. What was that touch there? My rod just went for a bit of a move there. Just more peaceful and just more in touch with what's going on around you. Less noise, less pollution. Just magic, what a place. Seriously, does it even matter if you catch fish when you're up here on a morning like this? He says as he anticipates not catching any fish. So check this out. So what you got to do is try to imagine what's going on under the water here. So here's 2 big trees, or 3, growing out of the riverbank here. You can see their trunks, but you know just underneath where this trunk is the root system is going to be falling away like that into the river, and it's probably all going to be scoured away, and it's going to be just like a skeleton of roots left. Same here, same here. Here's one that's fallen into the water. There's its root system there. So you know all the way around here is going to be your bigger logs. If you start casting up that end, there's going to be all the smaller sticks and twigs, and you're probably going to get snagged. In here is your bigger logs. You'll probably be able to bounce a lure through that a bit easier, and your bream are going to be hiding in amongst all of that. Same over here, they're going to be hanging in amongst that root ball in the skeleton of roots, but you don't want your lure right in there because you're just going to lose it. So you want to sort of cast in where you think is close, but close enough for them to see it, but not close enough for you to get snagged. It's a bit of a guessing game. Yeah, and just between them there, where that green grass is, that looks like a deeper hole there. I don't know why, but something tells me it's a deep hole just by how steep the bank is. This is the outside corner of a bank. The outside corners is where the water flows, so the water as it comes down the river always flows to the outside and tends to scour around the outside. With the steep bank being an outside corner, I'd say that is a pretty deep little hole in there. So I'll plock a few casts in there. I'll put the GoPro down while I do it though, because the wind's kind of blowing me around a bit here. So you can see the kayak's moving here, the wind's actually blowing me. So I'm not winding any line, I'm just twitching as we drift. I'm just twitching that lure along because I know I'm moving along very slowly with the wind. I'm just twitching that up and down off the bottom as we drift. I'll pluck in another cast over here. Again, I'm watching that line. I'm watching that line. It's running across the surface. It's going down, it's down, it's down, it's sinking. Because this line floats, it'll float and then the lure will sink and I'll watch it. And when the line stops running along the surface, I know the lure's on the bottom, where I'm more likely to lose it. It's very quiet in here today. Sometimes I pull some decent fish in here. I've actually seen more life up in the shallows this morning. Here's another beautiful looking little spot, always worth a couple of casts. Get right in there as close as I can. Oh, the wind's blowing me in there. I really don't want the kayak in there because I don't want to scare them off, any fish that are in there. Oh, well, there's a touch there. Come back. A little cast in there, I think. I think it's pretty shallow through here. Looks like you can actually get through underneath there. I like things like this. Again, this is where the boat's really not much use to you, but the kayak is just awesome. Because you see little things like this, and sometimes it can lead you into these little backwater honey holes. But sometimes you can just get stuck in a whole bunch of jumble of sticks too. Wow, it's like totally unfishable in here. There's just so many snags everywhere. But how cool. Miles from anywhere, and I reckon there would be fish. I reckon this would be loaded with fish in here, but you just can't fish it. There's just too many snags. Wow, so there you go. I came through there and I've ended up in this beautiful little secluded little backwater in here. Oh look, there's swans over there. There's two black swans just swimming around. Wow, this is magic. And you can actually fish in here because it's looking pretty snag free in the middle here. But there you go, you just a little bit of bush bashing through the bingles there, and I've popped out into this beautiful little backwater. You'd never get a boat in here because it's like 360 degrees surrounded by all these tea trees. And I just pushed my way through and it's opened up and I'm in here. Wow, it's really beautiful and pretty, and also it would be protected from the wind in here a lot more than anywhere else too. So if it was a really windy day, you could tuck in somewhere like this. But there's so much to find if you're just willing to, I don't know, just bash through the bingles a little bit there. Wow. So check this out, this little backwater that I found has actually opened right up into like a little tributary feeder creek sort of thing. It's a lot bigger than what I thought at first. There's all this algae sort of stuff sitting on the surface in here though. It seems to be a collection of all sorts of floating debris in here. It's like a little filter system or something in here, I don't know, but there's all like this green algae stuff on the surface here. I think it's all caused by the fertiliser runoff from all the farms nearby. A bit of a shame, but we all need to eat veggies and food, I guess, so they got to do what they got to do. Oh, that sun's a bit rude. Oh, that comes to a dead end here. Just sort of runs in like a bit of an S shape. Oh, it looks like I could probably duck back through all of this stuff here and actually get back to the main river, because I've sort of come in a big U around like this, and it looks like if I was prepared to duck through this, I would make it back. Should I do it? Should I do it? I'll poke in a little bit and have a look, see what I can see. Stay my rod nice in there so I'll keep my eye on the rod tip. Oh, there's no real open way through. Doesn't mean there's not a way through, it just means there's not any real open way through. Sometimes you wonder why you even bother with this business, but I don't know, it's a bit of an adventure. So now we've morphed from Scotty goes fishing to Scotty goes adventuring. But I really enjoy this kind of stuff, it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I can see the main river through the back there. Oof. Oh, I can't be able to get over this. Can't get over this. Get jammed between this. Yeah, we're through. Go through here, even though I can see spider webs everywhere through there. And it looks like we'll break out here, as long as my rod tip doesn't get smashed up like this tree here. Don't worry about my head. Oh, I've done myself a mischief. Here we go. And back out onto the main river again. Well, that was pretty cool. Look how covered in shit I am. Oh. Oh, so I've just pulled over, stretched my legs for a bit. I moved 300 metres of, I laid 300 square metres of turf yesterday and the old back's a bit stiff, so pulled over, have a bit of a stretch. But check this out, the bank here, this looks like this is all eroded away. Looks like the water's been coming through here pretty fast in the last week or so. I would have thought with those rains last week, all the banks started eroding away. You can see all of this would have been up there and it's all eroded away. So obviously this river's been flowing pretty fast in the last week or so, because this all looks relatively fresh to me. It looks like it's yeah, it doesn't look like it's been there long. It looks like this has all just slipped and fallen down, so the river's been really flowing. We did get a fair bit of rain last week, so that's probably what's caused it. Maybe that's why the fish aren't on today as well. Like I said before, sometimes when we get a good flush of fresh water, flushes all the fish down towards the mouth a bit more. So that's probably why it's a bit quiet up here today. How's all these galahs? All the white parrots up here. Doesn't get much more Australia than that. Flocks of them. anyway, I'm just going to have a bit of a walk around. I don't like to go too far around here because there's bloody tiger snakes absolutely everywhere. You don't go walking around up in the scrub, let me tell you. I'll stop where there's sand, but yeah, anywhere where there's reeds or whatever, stay well away, because the tiger snakes are pretty rife in these sort of river areas where they feed on the rats and the frogs and whatever else hangs around. So one of those things you just need to be aware of if you're going to start wandering through the bush. Well, that's it for me. I'm heading in. I've had a really nice morning actually. It just reminded me of just quite how peaceful and beautiful it is up here, and why I used to come up here so much. It's just a great place to be at one, and yeah, be at one with your thoughts and kick back and just leave the world behind, I guess. I'm gonna make an effort in the next couple of days. I'll try to go downstream and fish downstream and see if I can come up with a bream for you downstream. I'm not really too fast, to be honest. Bream are terrible eating. I've eaten them out of this river before. They taste like sand and mud, really. When I could be eating snapper or jewfish, I'd much rather be eating that than eating bream out of the river. But I just like to come up here to catch them. And like I said before, it's not even about the catching, it's just about being out here and just enjoying the scenery and yeah, just breathing, I guess. If you like my videos, stay tuned. Like I said, I'm going to attempt to try and come up in the next couple of days, and I'll fish downstream, see if I can get a bream, just to put an end to this video, because I feel like it didn't really work without catching a fish. But also the weather, the wind is starting to look better in the next couple of days as well, so I've got a couple of days of my holidays left. I might see if I can squeeze out in the boat the next few days as well, and I'll get another video out for you guys then. Thanks for watching.